Thanks guys for stopping back at Never Alone Homestead. Well guys, behind me is a 16 by 32 greenhouse, low sidewall greenhouse. Now, the theme this year seems to be self-sufficient and grow food. If you're tired of those high prices at the grocery store, get a greenhouse. If you want to grow throughout the seasons, like winter, get a greenhouse. If you're just ready to get your hands in the dirt, get a greenhouse. So guys, let's take a look at this greenhouse that I have built, and it's been a journey onto it, but I can tell you from experience of doing this myself that you can do this yourself. Now, as far as a high sidewall greenhouse, I do not think that I could have put the plastic or the shade cloth onto the greenhouse. Maybe the shade cloth, but that plastic, I just don't think I could have by myself. On this greenhouse here, I did put the plastic on by myself and the shade cloth, and made sure that I got the wind where there was hardly any wind, if no wind. And I found myself that it was a little bit of a journey, and realized there's no way I made the right choice that I could not do a high sidewall greenhouse. Now guys, if you want to check out a awesome greenhouse, check out Danny and Wanda's at Deep South Homestead. They're such an inspiration to me, and they give such a great instructions on how to build that high sidewall greenhouse. If you want to know how to do a greenhouse the right way, check out Danny and Wanda at Deep South Homestead. I'm so thankful to them, so give them a shout out. They're such an inspiration when it comes to gardening or any kind of homestead needs. So let's walk into the greenhouse and take a look. This is a lemon tree, and it's got lots of lemons onto it. And this one right here is an orange tree. You see up here I have an oscillating fan. I have a exhaust fan up there. That bed over there does not have dirt into it or soil. It's got my pineapples I'm growing there. This bed right here does not have any soil in it yet. Down at the very end is another exhaust fan. And the electrical, there's a table so that, if I want to put my seed trays up there. These are potatoes from last year's, this year's potato seeds. And these are potatoes over here. On this side is squash and zucchini and some onions. Now, it is fall, so it's taking these plants a little bit longer to grow as it would in the summertime. This is a cucumber, and since a neighbor's dog got in here and scratched around after I planted some seeds, because I have blood meal and bone meal in there, the seeds kind of got scattered. I kind of planted some more, so will all these stay here? Probably not. But right now I'm trying to see which is my best plant. Up here is the grow lights that I decided to put in here because I do have the shade cloth on. And right now I'm testing to see if this shade cloth is going to be okay for the fall and winter. Now right now I can just about tell that this shade cloth is 40%. It's not going to be enough for the summertime. I just don't really see it. Maybe a 50%, but just 40%. Now here you see I put landscaping cover around the edges, and that's because my greenhouse slants a little bit, and I have built it up on around the sides. But that was just my extra security to make sure that since this greenhouse is slanting some, it's higher up on that end, it comes down, which is good because I don't have to worry about standing in the water if it's raining. Here I'm showing the very end of the greenhouse, or should I say the beginning of the greenhouse is higher up than the other end. And you'll see the blue little tape, that is where I painted. And here I'm showing how the beds are been customized. If you're a greenhouse, you definitely don't want it standing into water, but here you'll see that these raised beds have been customized to be able to fit into this greenhouse. Now it was a challenge, but it's durable. But the good thing about it is that there is no water standing into this greenhouse. Now I didn't have a tractor at that time, so if you have a tractor, the best thing to do is to level the land. But since I didn't have a tractor, and plus two, I'm kind of glad it worked out like that, because now I know that I don't have to worry about water standing in water. We have a lot of rain. It's gonna keep on flowing to the lay of the land. In the very back, you'll see the exhaust fans or exhaust fan, and onto your right, that's where I'm going to put a solar vent. It hasn't got up at this point in time. At the time of this video, I don't think I had it yet. Yes, I do. I see it laying up there at the very end. But anyways, when I was putting on the plastic, I did not have that. Actually forgot to order it, but that's into the future. So that big old box, square box, beside the hanging basket, on your right hand side, near the chair, that's where that solar vent that has beeswax in it that will open up when the greenhouse gets a certain temperature. The thing of it is, you want to make sure that you have a lot of ventilation. These are roll-up sides, and so the exhaust fans, a oscillating fan, in the future a solar vent. All these things are necessary for your greenhouse. You'll see the door that's open. And the reason that door is open to let pollinators come in, but also there's a door at the other end to help create a vortex into this greenhouse. Also, you'll see thermostats in this greenhouse, one at both ends and one in the middle. And that's so I can keep up with the temperature, make sure that the temperature, they're basically reading all about the same. Because temperature is very crucial into your greenhouse. If a greenhouse, especially this is a low sidewall greenhouse, we know that heat rises. So if heat gets too much into a greenhouse, it can literally fry your plants. So that's why you'll see all this ventilation, the oscillating fan, the exhaust fans, the roll-up sides, the doors open, and then that solar vent that's going to be put up also into this greenhouse. Up under where that solar vent's going to go, there's another square place up under a square, up under the up under where that solar vent's going to go, and I can put an air conditioner there. And so that's something I would like to experiment with. If it gets too hot in there, then I have the option of trying that to see how it works. I also have another place at the other end of the greenhouse, so I can put an air conditioner in there. When you build your greenhouse, I've said this before, is that you want to think ahead. You want to plan ahead and construct it to
pretty much your dream, but so that your plants can survive into a greenhouse.
These are broccoli and cauliflower plants that I raised up. I grew these from seeds, so I've learned to grow from seeds, which is, you don't have that much money tied up into it, and it's just awesome. So it really helps out. You're not getting leggy plants. So they're doing awesome to the greenhouse. We did have a freeze that popped up. I did a video how to prevent frost and freeze into your greenhouse. Mine was a success. I've got cauliflower coming out now, and broccoli and tomatoes, so I'm excited about that. Last summer garden, I decided to go ahead and plant some potatoes to see how well they did in the greenhouse. Right now, the plants are just awesome. They're so big. Here is into the garden where I have potatoes plants coming up. They were beautiful, but the frost and the freeze, I think about the third night, did get a hold of those plants. I believe it's condensation that went up under that plastic, and we had a freeze, and it hit the potatoes. I did harvest potatoes, and so I did get some purple potatoes, which I'm just trying to get the potato seeds for that, to grow purple potatoes and Yukon Gold. All these broccoli and cauliflower got hit severely. They froze. I did do a video on, no, I didn't do a video. I did do a slight video, but they froze. I thought that was going to be it. And amazingly, I think about 5 days after the storm, I started seeing broccoli and cauliflower starting to grow. Well, at least the broccoli for sure. And that was totally amazing how these plants just covered themselves. So those broccoli and cauliflower that's in the greenhouse actually came from this garden. Here you'll see the roll-up side. I put a little leverage out there so that handle will not, and the bar will not fall off the side. I will cautionary about that little roll-up side because it becomes like a spring. I was trying to put those black straps on, and my hand slipped, and literally that roll-up bar, roll-up sides, it hit me in the head, hit me on my arms and hands, and it was really not a good thing. So be very careful about that because it is like a spring once you roll up these sides. On the back side, you'll see that I have the door, and the screen is, the window's raised up. At the bottom, I have not yet got anything, still have not got anything to help keep out the critters. That is the exhaust fan from the outside. That's automatic. That is a hand vent. The hand vent, you have to open it up, and I've got it there vertically, and I did put it horizontally, and I still haven't changed. I'm trying to figure out which is the best because I found out that with Vortex, it does open up, but sometimes it opens up when I don't want it to, like when it's cold. So I'm still working on that. You'll see the bug zapper, the big bug zapper. I haven't had to use that. On the outside of that vent, hand vent, is a hardware wire I put up. And of course you see the shade cloth going all the way down to the bottom. I don't remember if it was customized or not, but it worked out really good. Of course, it's stretched, and I believe that's why this 40% is not going to be enough. As you can see how good you can see inside this greenhouse. Of course, the sun is going down, but it worked out good as far as fitting the greenhouse. But I just, I'm gonna have to do something different when the summer rolls on. I've got a plan. I might experiment with that. I have another shade cloth that's white, but it's 40%. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure something out on that. The raised beds, I was fixing to get some dirt this week. I running errands, I didn't get to it. So whenever it may be, which it was good because when we went through that storm of the frost and freeze, I didn't have too many plants in the greenhouse to lose, and honestly the plants inside the greenhouse did excellent. They came through, so check out that video, frost prevention.
and freeze into your greenhouse video that I have. That's just there. I'm just explaining about that roll up bar there. I don't have it tightened where the handle tightened, and I just unscrew it and then slide it through that strap, and then also then I screw it back on. So the other day I was trying to unscrew it, screw it back on. My hand slipped again, and that roll up bar hit my arm. So I am very expressive about being cautionary when it comes to the roll up size, because once you roll it up, it becomes a spring. That's what I'm talking about. Where I take it off so that I can put that black strap around the handle with the arm of the roll up, the arm of the thing that you roll it up. So you see how I got the strap over there and it's holding it now. Here I'm just taking that bolt and that nut and I'm fixing to put it on there. And I never over tighten it. I just screw it on there so that when I'm ready to roll down those sides, then I can do it. Here I'm just showing how to roll it up and down. Once I take that black, the handle off the black strap, I usually put a little hand pressure on the very end to guide that roll up side. It's just something I do, just to give it a little hand pressure there to help roll it up. Size all that plastic being on that metal bar. Here you see that's the wiggle wire on the end of it. I put some felt tape that I got from Grower's Solution, and I use that onto the ends of my end walls to hold that plastic in. That keeps. I'm very impressed with this tape that I got from Grower's Solution. It keeps me from accidentally poking a hole in my plastic. Also put it up there where you'll see the black straps and then you see the bows. I put it on top of the bows. It helps to, detour that heat off of that metal, because we know when metal gets hot, it gets really super hot. So that's going to deter some of that heat off the plastic. So it's very easy to put on. And I'm so glad and thankful that I did that. I think I got 2 rolls, about $40 some, and so that was well worth it. Plus there was a little extra over that I can use on some of my wiggle wire. I also put it in different places that was any sharp places. Down there at the bottom, down there on the roll up sides, I put, because of the wiggle wire track on the end, even though I filed it, I still put some down there, because on one end, when you're trying to roll up these sides by yourself, then you got to consider that you can't see what's going on the other end, so I put some there. You see the grow lights onto your left hand side, and I would love to have grow lights on the other beds, basically about 3 or 4 on each side of the greenhouse. Even though I got those in the middle, these work really great. Here you'll see me pointing to a thermometer. I express very much that it's important to have. I have the 3, and so that's a little bit lower. There's one on the end higher, and one on one end that's lower. Every time I go in the greenhouse, I'm looking at these thermometers to see what the temperature is in the greenhouse. This is a better view of how the greenhouse lasts a little bit, and how I've had to customize these raised beds here. Of course, there's braces in the middle, braces on the corners. You see that tomato growing. It's actually starting to ripen up. Another tomato on that plant has grown and starting to ripen. And actually, I got 2 on that plant. I apologize for the audio. I was given very crucial, important points about a greenhouse. Did not realize until later that the audio went out. But here in these pictures, I hope that, you can get some general ideas for your greenhouse.